Holy crap, I'm doing some check-ins while Jen Lynn and Johnny and Ona are live streaming right now. So much stuff is coming out. Okay, I've been talking about this article in the Guardian newspaper that's coming out about 100,000 documents are going to be released related to Cambridge Analytica, social media, oligarchs, funding, and elections that have been rolled in 68 countries. I wanted to check in with, I've done some other check-ins which are very interesting, but this one, Rebecca Mercer. What do you think about the Guardian article? Look at this. The Six of Swords reversed is her signifier. She is trapped. She's covered in the Queen of Pentacles, which is probably herself and what she's done, because Pelosi has receipts. Her challenge is her secret talks and all the decisions she made about getting the emperor elected. This was at the base of the reading. What is crowning Mercer? Things are happening so quickly and moving. In the past, the Six Wands mob, Trump, Putin, Unji, Netanyahu, MBS, and Erdogan, Assad, probably, which led to Two Swords reversed. An arbitration or settlement, I see. She had to make a decision. She was separated from all of this as Donald's impeachment hearings proceeded. She has a settlement. How do we see Rebecca Mercer about this article? Wah, wah, wah. This is my card for indictments. She's a fool. She's indicted. Here we go. The environment is the Page of Cups. Who's the Page of Cups? Voters. What is her hope? The Three of Wands. She is hoping that this plan that she's got off the ground is progressing. Actually, Donald was hoping for this as well. I don't know if it's the same thing, because her fear is candidate Donald. What's to come next for her? Queen of Swords. Hello, SDNY, EDVA, impeachment proceedings. Final outcome, here we go. We have the Page of Swords. This is Zuck. Here's the freaking death card. I need to find out if this is why we're at war, because I'm asking her what she thinks about the article. We have the death card. This death card has been showing up for everybody about Iran to cover up voting stuff. That's all the eclipses has been showing. Oh, Two Pentacles are all trying to stay in balance. Oh, whoops. I'll let you know about this. Okay, I just asked Rebecca Mercer, why did she have the death card as the card of the reading when she was thinking about the article that was in the Guardian? You know, the one that has over 100,000 documents coming out related to social media, Facebook, and how they were embedded with governments and rolled elections fraudulently, that this stuff is just out of control with data. So I did the entire spread, but I still didn't completely understand what the death card meant. So these were the clarifiers. The government, because Google and Facebook, they are blending data with the government, and I'm sure it's through Peter Thiel and the CIA, because Peter Thiel has like a $35 million contract with ICE and Customs, CBP, and tracking migrant sponsors and families. It's a big lie that they cannot reunite families and their kids, because they sure as heck are tracking all of the family members and sponsors of people willing to come up unaccompanied minors. It's a big lie. But anyway, so the death of the government blending, working with Kim Jong-un, and the plan with elections. I'm telling you, this thing is so huge, how they're hacking our elections. I think that this Ace of Cups thing that got installed in the White House, somehow it's cooked up to hooked up with defense. It's a means as to which they can bypass all sorts of security. This is a thing that Lavrov brought from Russia. I almost think it's like a port that goes into an iPhone, not really an app, but maybe, like they have those squares that they put into iPhones for, for retailers. Something like that. And Esper knows, Sheldon Adelson, Eric Trump, Senator Shelby, someone else knows about this, I forget. And this is directly related to the attacks with Iraq and Iran and where we are in this this kind of pseudo-war. So death means I think they can't do this anymore. They're done rigging elections because the Page of Cups, that's the voter. So this plan is over. It's covered in Donald, who's been making offers to government agencies, to Kim Jong-un, and everyone else tracking voters. Temperance, this is Russia. This is how they blend stuff. Things get blended to and from Russia. See, the government, I think this port thing is the medium between the government and Kim Jong-un in election hacking. The challenge then for killing this all off is the Republican Party, because they can't get elected without their systems and methods of rigging elections. At the basis of this is justice. Is this Bill Barr justice? No, this is real justice. It's coming. What's crowning her? Her 10 of Wands, totally burdened. She is so done. In the past, this has created so many nightmares, a nightmare election, which led to electing the President of the United States. How do we see, what does Mercer think? How do we see Mercer thinking about this death card? It has to do with stealing elections, the environment of this death card. Oh, hi. Hey, Mueller. The Mueller Trump-Russia investigation. Her hope is she'll be able to buy herself out of this. Her fear is that this Ace of Cups, this app, is going to be traced back involving her. So the next thing that they're doing, is this Zelensky? I don't understand why she would have this Eight of... Next thing she's doing, she's trapped. She's captive. Because the final outcome is her and all the evidence, data. And this is also Pelosi with receipts. Oh my gosh. Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, what do you think about the article that was in The Guardian about how 100,000 documents are coming out that's showing about all this election interference in 68 countries and how you were part of it, essentially? He thinks the Eight of Wands. He thinks he's going to be slowing this down and covering it in a bunch of BS. Look here, look there, look here, look there. Zuckerberg's challenge, though, reversed all the bad data, all the bad propaganda that traces back to him, how he's been laundering it, how he's been managing it, what he's been doing with personal information. There's so much evidence on him. Because at the root of his problems with this is the government, and he is crowned by all the offers from Don Julio. Because he's basically, I mean, think about all those meetings he's had with Donald. It was always about the elections. In the past, Zuck has had to manage and balance data and money and run Facebook as if it were not funded by a Russian oligarch and rubles. I keep forgetting what that guy's name is. They're really good friends. But the startup money, all from Russia. And I can tap right here because I will link those articles here, those readings I've done about that. Ooh, I've got a lot. So he has had to do a lot of balancing of all this information, which has led to some secret talks about what to do because he's in a really big, difficult problem. And I wonder if these are the secret talks that maybe he's throwing someone under the bus. Told ya. How do we see Zuck dealing with this article? The Page of Swords. He's the one that spreads misinformation. He and Pascal and I like Eric Trump, they'll come up as Page of Swords, but most strongly, Zuck is always the Page of Swords and Facebook is the Seven of Wands because they always have the upper hand. And they always have you, they always know what to feed you as far as information goes to keep you engaged and outraged, but you'll never beat them. Yes. Yes, nice. I'm sorry, my team just scored. The environment is about Putin. Look at this. He drew the Fool as his hope. Why do you hope that? I'm like, oh my gosh. Because Rebecca Mercer just came up as the Fool, indicted. And she's been captive. So he's hoping that this captive person who's been working with Trump in Russia is indicted. He threw Rebecca Mercer under the bus. Turd. Oh, what a gorgeous skull. Oops. His fear? Oh, that would be the President of the United States. So his next steps, he's just going to, try to retreat and all. Kind of like Jared's been doing. But his final outcome, be prepared. Zuck. I forgot to show you. Card of the reading. Trump Russia, the Mueller investigation. Zuck is screwed. He just thinks he threw Rebecca under the bus, but wah wah. Okay, here we go. Ready for this one? This is what Zuckerberg thinks about the crisis with Iran and Iraq. Is it heartbreaking? No, I get. This is a card about treason, betrayal, and it's action they're taking. Oh my God, look at. And it's progressing. What does he think about it? The signifier. We're going to win at all costs, and we're going to win unfairly. We're just going to blow stuff up, and this is an assault. Because the challenge is, with Iran and Iraq, is an agreement that's been had. That's why we're there. An agreement that was made. Nothing preemptively. An agreement. So I asked, what is this agreement about? Here are your signifiers. News from Russia and the Saudis having to take action about the news that's coming out of Russia and the Saudis. Angry Putin and MBS. This has to do with the agreement and why we're there, according to Zuck. Because at the root of the Iran-Iraq conflict is comfort and stability. They want to be comfy. Crowning this conflict in Iran and Iraq has to do with data, propaganda. Because in the past, Donald got impeached. Pelosi led impeachment inquiry. He's impeached. He's done because it's leading to Trump Russia. How do we see Zuck and his thoughts about Iran and Iraq justified? The courts. It needs to be done because the environment is one of Five of Pentacles, which is also the military. But this has to do with making things right. If it's the poverty card, it's kind of like refueling yourself. They're in a heap of trouble. They need a big distraction so that they can get their crap together and refuel. There are some secret things going on behind the scenes. I don't know how much transfer of money or wealth or what's going on, but they need this big war-esque thing to happen so we don't see how they're restocking. What's his hope with this pseudo-war? The Ace of Cups. He hopes it's really, really, really emotional. His fears of Four of Pentacles, which he knows usually Donald hanging on to what he's got. The clarifiers on that. He fears the Emperor's secret getting out about Russia fixing the elections. That's what the High Priestess is all about. The operations they have rolling all these elections in 68 countries, and the Justice Department doing something about it. That's what he fears. We're talking about Iran and Iraq, possible war. No, he fears Donald not being able to hang on because they found out about the elections. I told you this stuff revolves all around the elections. So, next steps. The Hangman, I don't know if this is Jared, but what he's planning to do as such, to just chill, maybe go on vacation? No. China, the outrage China, Speaker Pelosi, and his plan. So he's working on a plan with Speaker Pelosi. He got Mercer thrown under the bus. This is so peculiar to me. Final outcome, it's happening quickly, the war-esque thing with Iran, Iraq. No wonder he was terrified in his interview with Gayle King. Jeez.